really, you're describing an affirmative and a supportive environment. And we know, so you're here spending this time, your own time with me. I know that you know that cultivating an affirmative and supportive environment is key to getting to deeper levels of understanding. And really a key facet of culturally responsive teaching that I think, especially as music educators, that we don't talk about enough. We talk a lot about the curriculum and I think the environment itself, but we don't talk about this part, that really a key facet of culturally responsive teaching is being able to develop a deeper learning with our students that can be transferred into other contexts, right? That's a deeper understanding, goes beyond just like surface knowledge. But to get to that deeper understanding where we can transfer that learning into other contexts, it requires our learners to really go deep beyond surface. However, to go beyond surface, right, it requires risk taking, which is scary for many of us, myself included, and that requires safety. So when we're thinking about our environments, affirming, welcoming, supportive, all of those great things that you just shared, really what you're sharing is how do we create safety in an affirming and supporting environment. So that does not happen overnight or even in one class meeting, right? It takes time to be able to develop a sense of safety, to feel like you're affirmed. And so when we're thinking about welcoming students, I encourage you and I advocate for you to think not just about this time at the beginning of the year, but how can you be cultivating this all year round? And we'll talk a little bit about some things that you can put in place. So where do we even begin with all of this? How do we start down a path of cultivating an affirmative and supportive environment? Well, we start about being intentional, and I use that word intentionally, about how we're going to welcome our young musicians. It doesn't just happen by chance. It really takes being really thoughtful and purposeful about things that you're going to put in place to make sure that you're thinking about the variety of perspectives that exist. So let's jump into the strategies. And by the way, there's lots of ways to welcome. And when I first was developing this session, I had a big long list and I just picked 4. By the way, since you're here live, the guide has actually 5 of them, so you're getting a bonus one. But I just want to be clear that there's many more than what I'm sharing, but I picked, I think, the most impactful and the most important ones, and maybe the ones that you don't hear talked about as much. So it's just